What's good? It's your boy Tad Money, and today I'm gonna be talking about Cunning Folks, which is a British folk magic that's based up on Britain, British Americans and stuff, and they're the ones that call themselves Cunning Folk. Like if you type in folk magic in the Google search engine or any type of search engine in any way, the Cunning Folks will come up first. So they're British folk magic, and they practice Christianity and worship saints and all this other stuff, and ancestor veneration. They call themselves wise man, wise woman, all that in between. So they're British folk magic, and they're all about working with Christianity and also stuff like that. They also go against dark witches and people who practice radical magic or demonic magic, if whatever you want to call it, in a way. And Cunning Folks, what I'm saying, they conjure up. They're just like hoodoo. They're just like hoodoo practitioners, but they're their own form of British hoodoo people. And they just call themselves Cunning Folks, and they just practice saint Christianity or Christian or folk Catholicism magic. Now, when it comes to these folk magic traditions, there's always different ones out there. You got Brujeria with the Hispanic form of folk magic. You got the African American, which is hoodoo or houdon or hoodoo, if you want to call it. When it comes down to the folk magic traditions, practicing our native shamanism and practicing our way of life back in the old days, either it's Christianity, Satanism, or anything, or good or bad, whatever side you choose, black or white magic, as it's called. The main thing about it is that it's all about shaping your reality, creating your own reality, and really just doing what you need to do. It's like the law of attraction in a way, but using magic to get your way. You know what I'm saying? So Cunning Folks, they use the word conjurers and stuff like that. So they're very skilled magicians. They're very skilled magical people, and they work with fairies and stuff. They're part of the Celtic community. I mean Celtics, whatever you want to call it, but they're part of the Celtics community, and they're very wise and strong people. So when it comes to the Cunning Folks, British folk magic, they're very, very Christianized and all this other stuff. So when it comes to folk magic, you do involve Christianity and stuff. That's considered the right hand path, but you do have Christianity and stuff mingle in folk magic or deep rooted into folk magic when it comes to the saints and stuff like that. And when it comes to the other side of folk magic, which is black magic, it can be Satanism or left hand Luciferianism, but it's really the left hand path, way of life, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to these folk, man, with Ashtaru and Druidry, which is all Northern, Central, and Western Europe way of life. And you got the Greeks and the Romans doing their own thing, sharing their mythologies and so on and so forth. So when it comes to Cunning Folks, they're like the main symbol of folk magic. They're British folk magicians. They're basically it's British occultism and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So when it comes to a North American folk magic, where they got a mixture of all cultures, here in America they practice their own magic, so whether it be Arabian magic or Hindu magic or any type of magic you practice, you gotta practice magic when you're in the United States soil, because it's rooted with occultism, it's rooted with esotericism, it's rooted with all the mysteries you can think of. The Earth's root chakra is within California, Southern California to be exact, within LA and stuff, or right in the LA area, or saying, yeah, around exactly, it's in the mountains, so it's definitely around that area. But when it comes to Cunning Folks, y'all, they are Christianized, powerful magicians, and so on and so forth. And that's one thing I want to say. So when it comes to folk magic, it's all about your ancestors, what your ancestors practiced, what they was practicing. Mostly you can mix other modern magic, that's the new form of magic that's out there. You can mix it with that, with your folk magic. I mean, folk magic is all about paying homage to your ancestors and practicing your native, your cultural way of life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own form. So it's definitely within folk Catholicism and Christian mysticism and stuff like that. And that's what it really comes down to. So this is your boy, Tad Money, man. Hope you enjoy this. I'll be on the lookout for my other videos and stay tuned. So peace.